Hello, Powerators. I am Power Nate,
And I'm the Mountain.
and today we have Powerade Power Water Berry Cherry flavor to review.
This is the final of the three of the Power Waters that we have to try.
Yes,
This is the last of the. We've tried the first two.
this is the last, I believe, of the Power Waters currently available in America right now.
Yeah, we'd be interested to try. If you've seen any other reviews that we've done on them, we're obviously very excited to try this one. But also, if they make any more future flavors, that'd be wonderful.
Yes. Yeah, just sort of. Let's talk about some of the details.
Yeah. What we got
It has the typical zero sugar ion 4 electrolytes. It's got your vitamins B3, B6, and B12 in it. This bottle has 16.9 fluid ounces.
Came from a 6-pack. Yeah.
That is 1.06 pints and 500 milliliters. Going on to the nutritional facts, it says serving size is 1 bottle. There's 0 calories in this bottle. It has 4% of your daily value of sodium. No carbohydrates, no added sugars.
Sugar-free.
It's just
Very good.
Yeah, very nice, healthy drink.
Yeah.
And just going down to the ingredients, we have water, less than 0.5% of natural flavors, citric acid, electrolytes such as salt, magnesium, and calcium chlorides, potassium sorbate and sodium benzoate, and ascorbic acid and calcium disodium EDTA to protect flavor, sucralose, acesulfame K, vitamins B3, B6, and B12. Getting to the hard to pronounce section, we have niacinamide, pyridoxine hydrochloride, and cyanocobalamin.
I'm very interested to try this. It's the same, it's clear. Like
There's some bubbling going on here.
Yeah, I noticed this. I shook it a little bit before, but it was actually like.
Was it
Yeah, I think it's just like some sort of not carbonation, but like I think there's just sort of gases.
Maybe, yeah. It might just be. There might just be some loose air. In this.
And I mean, the other one was pretty full. This one's relatively full. But
yeah, I mean, I think there's
it's up to like this. Yeah, there's.
You can see the meniscus. Up here.
Yeah. It's just kind of just barely up against the neck of the bottle. But
yeah. Something it's kind of.
Which one's it?
Oh, it's just kind of hard to read. Like if this is just going for the general layout of the bottle. I know we've complimented the sort of design of this before.
It is cool.
But I think if there is one complaint to be had, it's the fact that it can be hard to see the white text against the against the drink itself. Just really it's not too big of an issue. It can be if there's like direct light coming onto the bottle, but otherwise I'd say
glare can be an issue, especially because it's like a clear drink. It's very reflective. But if you're in like somewhere where there's like dark walls or something, it'll be fine to read. You'd assume. Yeah, it's just more surrounding based. It's like those old like Game Boys or something where like didn't have a backlit.
So you had to
like look at it through the light. Yeah, something like that. That's kind of how I figure it works.
I see.
Yeah.
So theoretically, is this Powerade a Game Boy?
Ooh, I don't. Well, here's the thing. You could be a boy and you could be gaming. If you're playing a game like basketball or something, that's a game. So I think theoretically, it could be like more of an accessory for a Game Boy.
I see.
But I wouldn't, however, not advise you to put it on a Game Boy. I'm not sort of like a video game repair expert or anything, but like, I think liquid is not great for your system. So.
I think that's a fair assumption.
Yeah. But you wanna crack this open?
I'm ready to crack this open.
Yeah, I wanna try this. This is the one. Now I did try the mango, but this one I have not tried. So this is gonna be interesting. Of the two that we are trying today, we're only doing two we want to sort of pace ourselves a little bit. Perhaps
I don't want you to relapse into your Powerade addiction.
Yeah, it's been tough. I have been buying most of the Powerade. I believe I got this one at Walmart. Oh, how's it smell? I haven't smelled it.
It's very, very strong in both berry and cherry.
Oh, wow. That reminds me of something. I don't know what. It's like
it reminds me of something. It's
like a juice.
in a weird way. It reminds me of cherry limeade from Sonic.
Ooh. I think it's the cherry. Yeah. It reminds me of like some kind of specific, like a juicy juice. Like, remember the Arthur commercials? They had juicy juice. Did you watch Arthur?
I did watch Arthur, but I don't remember those.
I remember, like, in between, like, the different things, there'd be, like, sponsored by Juicy Juice or whatever. There'd be, like, a little commercial. And I remember that. And
I don't remember that.
But it's got, like, a very...
It does have a very distinct smell.
Yeah,
I'll give it that.
I would say it's mostly cherry, though.
Okay.
I don't think there's too much of the berry. I'm not getting, like, anything specific. I get what you mean with the cherry limeade. I don't know if it's not that it's lime, but there's something a little tart, but it's so hard to pinpoint.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't even think it's raspberry. I don't know what it is.
It's almost definitely a citrus flavor, though.
There's almost a little apple in it, though, I feel like. I mean, I feel like they put apple in a lot of flavors, but...
Yeah, I mean, I think apple in general is kind of just a flavor enhancer.
Yeah.
In a way.
It's just like a little tartness. Like, it doesn't do much for it.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
there's not too much to comment on. Obviously, it's clear.
Mm-hmm. It passes the hand test. You can see right through it.
Yep. Should we have your cheers?
I think it's time to cheers.
Cheers last time? Well, I would say, I don't know about you, I would say it's not as good as the other two.
I would say it is a bit underwhelming when compared to the other two power water flavors.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, what I was going to say is, in my opinion, I think it's a very dilute flavor.
Yeah, it's like there's less flavoring and there's a lot, it feels like there's, not it's more, but it feels like the sweetener is much more pronounced.
Yeah. There's much more sweetener than there is actual flavoring it tastes.
Mm-hmm. It's doing the sharpness thing, and like I was sort of commenting on it before, but it was kind of going away relatively quickly, so it wasn't a huge issue. But here,
it sort of lingers.
Yeah, it's like sharp. It's like it's like you're swallowing like knife juice.
And I think the issue here is, the flavor is there.
Mm-hmm.
You can taste that there is definitely
a flavor. Yeah,
there is definitely a flavor, and it is it's a pretty okay flavor at that.
Yeah, do you want to get into the flavor? Because I had some difficulty actually kind of like thinking about it.
I need to pour some more.
It's definitely cherry.
There definitely is a cherry flavor to it.
Yeah, I would say cherry is the most prominent flavor. I don't taste any berries specifically.
Yeah, there's no specific berry to speak of. I would want to say raspberry. But,
I don't even taste raspberry now.
It's not really.
No, I mean, I get the tartness maybe a little bit, but like, it could also just be a black cherry. I think if you had given this to me and you just said it was a black cherry, I think I would have believed you.
Yeah. I can't taste any other berries. Any other hints of any other berries.
Like, I was thinking like strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, because those are generally, or like, sometimes I would say, maybe it's that fake berry, but I mean, I was going through the ingredients in my head and it was like, it's only natural flavors. There's no like artificial fake berry flavor that they're using here. So I'm seriously wondering, like, I mean, it also does say other natural flavors on the bottle. I do wonder if there is like some kind of like grape or apple or something. I suppose grape is a berry.
The cherry flavor is very strong.
It's strong.
To the point that I almost feel like it's almost just a cherry flavor.
That's fair. It's weird. It's certainly not ideal.
I'm very conflicted about this flavor.
Yeah, I mean, there's almost even like a little orange or something in it. It's like there's some indescribable tart fruit.
Yeah.
That's, I think, subtly playing with the cherry, making it almost like a black cherry.
Because it's not a pure cherry.
No, there's something there, but I don't know what.
a confusing flavor.
Yeah, it's not what I expected. I kind of thought it would be more of like a blue raspberry and cherry.
I was expecting both the cherry and the berry flavor in this bottle. They would be sort of almost
Together.
very pronounced,
Yeah, like
very
sort of
together.
intermingling.
But there doesn't seem to be either of that here, really.
No, it is really just primarily that cherry, which is weird. And it's not strong. It's just that there's like only cherry. Like if there is some other berry, it's so small that the sweetener kills it.
And it's not that the cherry is even that strong to begin with.
No, it's certainly the weakest of the three. I think I would say mango is probably the most strong, and then cucumber lime.
I could agree with that.
I think cucumber lime feels strong because it's a different flavor, but it's not actually as sweet as the mango.
Yeah.
But this one I think is it's been almost a little bit overwhelmed by the sweetness.
Yeah, and it's... I mean, I've said it before, but it does have flavor and it does have potential. But I don't think it realizes that potential, and therefore, the flavoring is kind of weaker than one might like.
It's like it goes away pretty quickly. Like even the aftertaste is mostly the sucralose.
Yeah, there's not really any fruity aftertaste you might expect from something that claims to be cherry and berry.
Yeah, it almost gives me a little bit of a fruit punch vibe.
Maybe like, a bit. I can kind of see that.
Yeah, like it's something. It's like there's like a weird something there that's sort of amorphous.
It's almost like if you took, let's say, like a tropical punch Kool-Aid, and you mixed it with cherry Kool-Aid. It's just a very cherryish fruit punch in a way.
I would say it's like you had like a teaspoon of the tropical punch along with the entire packet of the normal cherry.
Ooh.
Like
I'd agree.
It's like there's something up, but you don't know what. I think that's the best way to describe this.
I can see that.
It's disappointing, especially because, I mean, this is I guess proof that no Powerade line is sort of perfectly sort of amazing. There's stuff that there's obviously what's it called, like personal taste and things like that. But like, I think. Sometimes a flavor is just not sort of, I don't want to say workshopped enough, but like, I think perhaps there's only subtle tweaks it would need to be much better.
Yeah.
I think for this one, I don't know about you, I think the two obvious answers are more berry, less sweetener.
I can agree with that. I think that would undoubtedly improve the flavor a lot of this drink.
What do you think, let's just sort of hypothesize, what berry flavor do you think they were kind of going for? If any.
Ooh. I'm inclined to say that it's almost like I'm inclined to say they wanted something along the lines of a tart fruit. Take, for instance, a raspberry or an apple in a way.
Blackberry, maybe?
Yeah.
Because we do know, of course, that they do have, of course, blackberry flavored Powerade. Twisted blackberry. So they should definitely have some, and of course Mountain Berry is berry.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if maybe they not mixed, but like sort of put a little bit in there, which is why, because I mean Mountain Berry, I think we've decided it's pretty blueberryish, pretty raspberryish, but
yeah.
I almost wonder if like maybe there's a hint of that in there, which is why it's a bit harder to pin down.
Maybe
because as is, that's relatively, it's not like a specific flavor; it's more complex. So I almost wonder if trying to hide something that complex is making it more muddled.
I think that whatever fruit is in this, whatever other fruits besides the cherry are in this Powerade, I think that they're not doing enough. They're not doing enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's overwhelmingly cherry in a not very pleasant way.
Yeah. It does remind me a little bit, excuse me, of those, I mentioned this before, like the Clear Delight from CVS. No, we're not sponsored. Those kind of like, those aspartame kind of very sweetened seltzer drinks.
I can see that.
Yeah, and specifically the black cherry one, this reminds me a lot of. But, yeah, I don't have too much to say on this.
I don't really have much else to say. I mean, what would you rate this out of a 7?
Ooh. It's tough. I think a 5.5 was my original reaction, but I think that might be a little harsh. I don't know.
I mean, I was going to go lower, actually. I was going to say like maybe a 5.
Okay.
I was thinking either a 4.5 or a 5 for this, because it's just...
Yeah, it's... Let me take out this.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's bad, it just... It has potential, and it doesn't recognize that. That's my sort of takeaway from drinking this beverage.
Yeah. I think it is probably close to like a 5.5, maybe even a 5.
I think we can agree on 5 out of 7 for this.
Yeah. I might go, maybe, I might be tempted to go with the 5.5, but I feel like I've perhaps been a little too nice with some of my ratings. Perhaps a 5 is more apt. Or I'll stick with 5.5. I think that's relatively neutral enough. Yeah, I don't know. It's a shame because I wanted to like it.
Yeah.
And I think there's potential in there for it to be good. Maybe not great, but good. But sadly it missed its mark a little bit.
What U.S. president does this Powerade remind you the most of?
Calvin Coolidge.
I was kind of thinking, I mean, I actually had a president in mind.
Taft?
It wasn't Taft, no, it was,
Eisenhower? FDR?
I mean, Eisenhower was my second choice.
Roosevelt?
No, it wasn't Roosevelt. It was one of the,
Hoover. The Hoover Dam.
It might have actually, I think it was Hoover, actually.
I mean, that would be very apt, considering this is, of course, power water. And what is more powerful water than the Hoover Dam?
I see.
That's just my hypothesis. I don't know what your actual opinion was.
I don't know.
I went Coolidge because it's a cool flavor.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. We didn't think of the we were doing a thing with the power water where we're like,
Finish this off real quick.
ooh, yeah. We were doing a thing where it was like, so we said the cucumber lime was a spa, the mango was a beach. This is like a very clean bathroom.
I can see that.
It's clean, it's shiny.
So well, no, I think we actually kind of agreed that the mango was more of a poolside beverage.
Yeah, something tropical.
Something aquatic in a way.
Yeah.
So
this one, it's a toilet. It's clean.
Sanitized.
Yeah, it's clean and sanitized, but it's not great. There's something a little funky in there, and you're not quite sure what it is. Yeah, it's not a great sports drink. I mean, like, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't think that casual fans will necessarily enjoy it that much.
Yeah. I think it might be worth a try if you're a hardcore Powerade fan.
Yeah.
But if you're more along the lines of a casual drinker, I think that your money would be much better spent somewhere else.
Yeah, like Mountain Berry or some other, if you can find the blackberry, there's other more interesting, there's like strawberry flavors and stuff like that. Like there's more interesting berry flavors, I think, from Powerade. And I suppose if you've been a fan of the other 2 Power Waters, it doesn't hurt to try to have the full experience. It may be the weakest, but it's still it's certainly not bad. Yeah, I don't know.
It's just underwhelming is the one word I would use to describe this.
And like it feels like it's more meant to be that leisure drink. Like we mentioned with the mango, it's sweet. It's not really. It's interesting because like it is obviously meant to be like a post sort of like workout drink or something like that because of it's the water. It's sugar free. It's clear, so there like no additives or colors or things like that. There's EDTA, but for the most part, they want to make it like seem like water, like refreshing, stuff like that. But it's so sweet. I don't know that like after a big game, I don't know that I would necessarily want to reach for this. I think I would prefer a normal Powerade.
Okay.
Even something that's a little more sort of watery.
Yeah, I don't know what else there really is to say about this, in my opinion. It's just underwhelming.
Yeah, it could have been better.
It very much could have been better.
Yeah, it should have been better.
And, I think that kind of just wraps up my personal thoughts. Do you have any closing thoughts?
That's all I've got to say, really.
All right. Well, on that note, adios, Poweraders, and stay safe.
And stay hydrated.